With the spring season wrapping up and coming to an end, we have an insane amount of new and continuations of anime that look amazing. Here are 10 anime coming out this summer 2025 and the vibe they're giving off. Let's jump into it. Number 10. This woman, Fuji, who loves to sit in the dark and listen and watch the rain, has an ordinary and boring life. One day, while she's walking home in the rain with no umbrella, she's stopped in her tracks by an animal in a box on the side of the road. She can't tell what kind of animal it is, so she just assumes it's a dog. While taking a closer look, she sees that the box has some kind of cue cards on it, and those cards say, "Please take me home." And then all of a sudden, the dog flips to the next card, which says, "I'm easy to care for." She's quite impressed with how talented this dog is, and right when she's thinking about taking it in, that's when the dog offers her an umbrella to keep her dry from the rain. And it's at that moment she makes a decision to take it home and adopt the dog, which is actually a tanuki. She has no idea. Fuji will now enjoy learning how to take care of her dog imposter with all its quirks, and her new pet is super smart and has even learned how to communicate with people by writing things down on paper, which will never make Fuji's life boring again. This slice of life comedy anime is called With You and the Rain, and it comes out this July 2025. Number 9. We got Sarah and we got Ikaru. They are concierges at one of the most exquisite hotels in the world that offer some of the best experiences and service around to their esteemed guests, no matter what it is. The hotel offers you the best in fine dining, incredible entertainment, world-class comfort, and the ultimate relaxation. But they also offer other kinds of services, like best-in-class weaponry. They can make you unmatched fake IDs and untraceable body disposal. Whatever you need, the hotel and this duo can get it done for you. Even if you need to get rid of somebody or something, they got you. They'll grant every assassin's wish because they themselves are assassins. This hotel and staff usually accommodate professional hitmen and killers, but all are welcome. This one's giving off some real John Wick vibes, and I don't know how I feel about it. This action drama anime is called Hotel Inhumans, and it comes out July 6th, 2025. Number 8. There's this dude named Kyle, and he lost his whole family and hometown in the great invasion of the demons. So to get his revenge on the demons and the Demon King, he joins up with the surviving members of the humans and assembles an elite unit and is sent towards the demon castle to wipe them out. Through all the death and devastation through a year after the invasion, they are finally able to make it to the castle and to the Demon King's chamber, where they encounter a harsh and grueling battle, but Kyle and his unit are able to defeat the Demon King. But everyone in his unit, including his lover, have passed away, and he's the last one standing, but he's fading quick. But before he dies, he sees this strange glowing gem in the Demon King's chamber that the Demon King coveted. So Kyle approaches it, struggling to move. He grabs onto the relic and is transported back in time. When he wakes up, he is in his old bed and bedroom that had been lost to him during the invasion. He sees the people he treasured the most are still alive, and he realizes he's a whole lot younger, and for some reason he still had the strange gem in his possession. So he decides to become stronger and avoid making any of the mistakes he made back then, because now he only has 3 years before the demon invasion happens again. This anime is called New Saga, and it's coming out July 2025. Number 7. This dude named Shigeru was born a very ugly man, but through willpower alone, he was able to find work and be successful in sales. And he was doing well for himself until one day he's on the train back home, and this girl starts to scream and cry on the train that there was a molester and blames him for it. Even though his hands were full of bags of things that he had just bought, the people on the train start attacking him, and he drops the bags on the ground, and that's when all the spicy manga and DVDs fall out. And because he has an ugly face and the contents that were in the bag, no one believes him. He was sent to court and found guilty for a crime that he didn't commit. He later finds out the woman that accused him had done this to many other people, and eventually was charged, but with just probation because she was just a minor at the time. But the damage was done to Shigeru. He became a shut-in and wasn't ever able to speak to women again because of the trauma from that incident. Then one day, 6 years later, while on the computer, he stumbles upon a way to travel to another world through this weird website. While on the site, a mysterious stat screen pops up, and he's allowed to choose stats that he wants in this new world. Thinking it's a joke, he plays along, but he only has 20 minutes to finish the character select. Looking at the stat screen that popped up, he realized if he gave himself negative points in one category, he can get more points to play around with in other stats. So he decides to give himself negative 255 points into looks, giving him 100 trillion points in total for other stats. So he makes himself overpowered, but while he was still trying to set up his character and fix stats, the 20 minutes are up and the character is made. And then all of a sudden he gets this preview screen of the character and realizes how ugly this character actually is. He tries to move the character on the screen, but he can't. Gets annoyed with it and like, yo, I'm going to bed. When he wakes up the next morning, he's in the new world as the character that he made. He's an ugly fat bastard, but he is overpowered as hell. Only downside to this is touching girls causes a huge amount of pain, and any sexual activity will literally tear him apart. This isekai anime is called UglyMug Epic Fighter, and it comes out July 6th, 2025. Number 6. This dude Rio, the day before his 20th birthday, gets visited by Truck-kun and then ends up in a weird place where he meets a godlike person, where he learns that that person is more like an angel than God and doesn't have the power to reincarnate people, but has been given instructions by those gods on Rio's reincarnation. The only question Rio had is what exactly is he supposed to do in this new world? The angel told him he had no instructions and that he could live however he chose to, which made Rio ecstatic because he was going to choose to live a slow life in this new world. So he thought. Anyway, this new world is called Phi, which this world is of swords and magic, and Rio was given the aptitude to use water magic, which honestly he wanted to swap for fire or earth, but the angel couldn't make any changes to the blessings the gods gave him. After he was told the basics, he awakens in his new world and in his new house, which is just a shack smack in the middle of wild lands, and he's pitted up against monsters immediately. But with his new power and hidden traits of eternal youth, he will set out on his adventure to be the strongest water mage the world has ever seen. This anime is called The Water Magician, and it comes out July 2025. Number 5. There's this chick named Monica who lives in the mountains in the kingdom of Riddell in a dilapidated hut with no other house nearby. It takes over an hour just to get to the nearest village, but this is the way she wants and loves to live. She loves to study and practice the craft of casting spells and is a prodigy when it comes to magery. Her biggest problem is that she is super shy and terrified to speak to people at all. So much so, she even taught herself how to cast 80% of all known magic formulas without chanting, and is the only person to be able to do so. Because of this, she's become a sage. She is known as the Silent Witch of the Seven Sages, the ultimate sorceress in the kingdom. One day, a black dragon attacks a town, which there have only ever been 3 attacks known in their history. The hellfire of the black dragon consumes everything down to the very earth. The disaster is legendary, but she's able to defeat this and the other dragons with no problem. But now, she's sent to the academy on a secret mission to protect the second prince, where he goes to school. This for her is going to be more terrifying than dealing with dragons because she'll have to deal with people. This anime is called Secrets of the Silent Witch, and it comes out July 5th, 2025. Number 4. So this dude Dennis is in the strongest guild called the Silver Wing Troop. Everyone in the guild out levels ordinary high level people, which is around level 60. But Dennis is level 99, just like most people in the guild. But today, Dennis has been exiled from the guild due to a failed mission that the guild's leader blames on Dennis and mocks him for his level 99 cooking. So he packs his belongings and leaves the guild house. But Dennis has a plan, and he sets off to pursue his dream of using that 99 cooking to open up a restaurant. While out and still with his belongings strapped to his back, he starts gathering information from different merchants around town about store location, furniture, and even where to get fresh food for this restaurant that he wants to open. This is when Dennis comes across a slave trader in the middle of town trying to auction this noble girl whose family went bankrupt and she was forced into slavery. Dennis realizes the girl has the same soulless look in her eyes that he did when he was a kid, so he decides to save her from all the scumbags trying to get their hands on her. Now, with no money left and another person to feed and take care of, they both set out to fulfill his dream. This upcoming anime is called Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant, and it's dropping July 3rd, 2025. Number 3. So this girl Marie is the daughter of a baron, but this dude is broke as hell, which then forces Marie to live like a servant and is also treated like one as well. Her red hair is full of tangles and a mess, and she doesn't even own a single dress. She wears shabby clothes to work in. This is all because because everything is given to her sister by her father, which causes her to live in her sister's shadow. Because of the cards she was dealt, she keeps to herself and loves to read books and is very submissive to her parents. One day at her birthday party, she feels out of place and uncomfortable, surrounded by all these fancy and rich people, and either way, they don't even want to talk to her. All they want to do is speak to her sister and be next to her as well. So she decides to slip out the back to her family garden. There she runs into this count, one of the richest men in the country, who confuses her for a servant, which then he's corrected and told she is the family's daughter by his own servant. Then he apologizes, and as he's doing that, she asks him if the suit that he's wearing is from a foreign republic. As the conversation continues, he finds out that she can actually speak his language and is well versed in their traditions that he gets from his mom's side, and is surprised to find out that she majored in culture studies in school. And during this conversation, in the back of her head, she then remembers her father's insults of her appearance and her studies, and she runs away from the count. A month later, an official letter comes as a marriage proposal for Marie's sister from the same count that she met that night. Her father agrees to the proposal, and it's set for them to marry. As Marie's sister is traveling to her fiance's place, an accident happens and she loses her life. And because of this, Marie's father decides to have her substitute for her sister and marry the count due to the fact that her father couldn't repay the already sold dowry. This romance anime is called Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, and it comes out this July 4th, 2025. Number 2. So this chick named Alicia, who always loved and admired the heroes in the stories that her father used to tell her, she promised him one day she would be a hero. He let her know the only way to do it was to be recognized and selected by the king. After that, she worked hard to achieve her goal, and one day King Hayden chose her and 12 others to be the hero to go on a quest to eradicate Lord of the Magic Beasts. The Magic Beast's name was Clevitus. The heroes go off on this mission and finally encounter the Lord. Thinking they had the power to defeat him, they attack. Unfortunately, they get smoked and perished, but this annoys the Magic Beast, reminding him on just how savage humanity can be, so he decides to eliminate the humans and the kingdom that attacked him. He goes to their kingdom and causes mass devastation to the kingdom and the castle where the king is. This is where he killed King Hayden for provoking him, and this is where the story actually starts. In the rubble, he hears a baby crying, and he goes there to find a mother protecting her child from a collapsed wall that would have crushed him and is crushing her. She begs the beast to save the baby and not to blame the baby for the mistakes of humanity, and if he was to raise the child, he could see the good side of humans. So he decides to do as the dying mother asks, but he is gonna need some help. So he goes back to his lair and resurrects the only hero he can, Alicia, for one thing and one thing only: her milk to feed the baby. Look man, it's in the manga, don't ask me. This fantasy anime is called Clevitus, the Devil Beast King, the Baby, and the Corpsed Hero, and it comes out this July 2025. Number 1. So here's the vibe. There's this dude named Ko who's having some trauma in his life and can't end up sleeping, so he decides to sneak out at night. He runs into this woman named Natsuna that is going to help him try to deal with his problems and also try to have him relax a little bit so he can sleep, but she shows him how great the nightlife can be, but also how terrifying it is. It's about them two trying to honestly figure out their feelings, and for season 2, we got more of the same. We got Ko actually trying to still figure out if he wants to become a vampire. We got Natsuna trying to figure out if she actually wants to make him fall in love, because that's the only way to turn him into a vampire. And the problem is that she still doesn't understand what love actually is. While that's all happening between them two, we have the detective trying to close down on her plot to kill all the vampires. And the only way to actually do that is to go after their weakness, and their weakness is whatever they were attached to when they were human. Also, Creepy Nuts is doing the opening theme song for season 2, and it's a freaking banger. If you guys haven't heard it, go check it out. This romance vampire anime is called Call of the Night season 2. It comes out July 4th, 2025. I legitimately can't wait for it. Yo, this summer is gonna be peak. This is just a couple of them. There are so many more coming out in July. I might have to do a part 2. If you guys want a part 2, let me know down below. Also, let me know which ones you guys are looking forward to the most for this summer season. That's the vibe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.